The arrival of arenas in Apex Legends was a daring venture, intended to deliver a more concentrated, team-oriented experience, yet its rollout was marred by a series of blunders, ultimately sealing its fate and leaving a rather unsightly mark on the game's evolution. At the heart of the matter was a glaring absence of essential tweaks. Weapon stats, hero ability cooldowns, and the health points remained stubbornly unchanged from the Battle Royale mode, resulting in a lopsided scenario where certain firearms reigned supreme, and prices were woefully misaligned for the brisk, smaller scale setting. Take the Hammer Point hop-up for the Mozambique and P2020 for instance. It turned these two budget-friendly weapons into insanely powerful instruments of war, only worsening the imbalance. Legend cooldowns were also absurdly mishandled. When you're in a faster-paced environment than normal, you need a change, a make-up for all the missing time on lost cooldowns, such as Pathfinder with max grapple distance, Lifeline Drone, or Bangalore Smoke. Moreover, the economic structure of arenas was not sufficiently tailored to fit the new gameplay. The reintroduction of these formidable weapons without necessary adjustments created a landscape where players could easily steamroll their opponents with minimal effort, stripping away the strategic richness that the gameplay desperately needed. The development of arenas also came at a hefty price for the core Battle Royale experience. For 4 long seasons before the release of arenas, and also 5 seasons after the release of arenas, resources were siphoned away from the main game, leading to a noticeable drought of content. This was particularly apparent with the mid-season events dubbed collection events, which would begin to plummet in quality from Season 5 onwards. The resource drain also birthed takeovers, which were little more than tweaked Battle Royale matches, failing to deliver genuinely captivating alternative experiences. The crappy half-baked takeover events stopped around Season 12. To make matters worse, the development of arenas was further stifled by the ongoing work of the scrapped Titanfall Legends, which also drained resources from Apex Legends. This lack of focus on arenas became glaringly obvious as the developers ceased to roll out many meaningful updates. The game was officially cancelled in February 23, but was in development for 10 months, meaning that in April of 2022, the latter half of Season 12, was when they started development on Titanfall Legends. So at the time of Season 12, instead of fixing arenas or Battle Royale, they were instead focused on making the mixtape playlist and cancelling a single-player game, explaining the radio silence and the questionable rank changes made in Season 17. To make matters worse, the split queues between arenas and Battle Royale players have only added fuel to the fire. This separation resulted in agonizingly long queue times for those of us trying to find matches in higher ranks, which is about as enjoyable as watching paint dry. The lack of unified player pool further cemented the perception of arenas as a less competitive mode, effectively discouraging legitimate players from even bothering to engage. Another thing that curb-stomped arenas was the cheaters and the boosters who ran arenas for the last 3 seasons of its lifespan. We witnessed a troubling surge of players exploiting the system, which has led to a rank system that feels more like a joke than a legitimate measure of skill. As a result, those of us who played the game fairly are left fleeting and frustrated, as the high arena ranks are now often viewed with suspicion as a badge of dishonor rather than a mark of respect for arenas from Seasons 13 through 15. The final nail in the coffin for arenas was the outright removal of it from Apex Legends in Season 16. Instead of weaving it into the mixtape playlist, which could have offered a glimmer of hope for the revival and enhancement of arenas, the developers chose to abandon it entirely. This decision starkly underscored a lack of foresight and dedication to the game mode, leaving many players disheartened and pondering the future of Apex Legends development, even causing some to quit altogether. The downfall of arenas stands as a cautionary tale, underscoring the necessity of meticulous planning, judicious resource allocation, and a steadfast commitment to ongoing support for the new game modes. The absence of these crucial elements sealed its fate, leaving a lasting imprint on Apex Legends development and the trust of its player base. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me your points of view in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys think, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you have fun, take care, be safe, and have a great rest of your night.